With that, some Nigerians' expression about the election that took place on November 11th. And now moving on to our next topic, that is Nigeria aviation sector challenges and solution. Nigeria is a very popular country around the world, wherever you have it, and the way people connect with us. But for some that can't come via road or via sea, they make use of this aviation, they make use of the air route. And it has a lot of economic benefit for us as a country if we are bringing in things and if we are moving things out of the country. But recently, a lot of people have been finding it very difficult to travel by air. Number one is because of the expenses. And it makes one wonder, why is everything about the aviation sector, why is it so difficult for Nigerians to have access, not just Nigerians, because a lot of people too who are, some companies are also having difficulties flying because of the backlog of their money that Nigeria is still holding on to.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I have 2 or 3 responses to that.
Okay.
One, aviation problem started when the former president, Olusegun Obasanjo, because of vindictiveness, out of vindictiveness, wickedly liquidated Nigeria Airways. Because Nigeria Airways was not owing up to the figure that they said they are owing, and because of that, the serviceable aircraft too grounded it by Yuguda. So since that time, there's no response. All the places that Nigeria Airways were going, the staff, that is the time the problem of aviation started. Then we try again to revamp it. Instead of them to bring professional as minister, they bring politicians that further dampen the interest of making money. We shouted, they will change, they bring another politician. The immediate past minister, Hadi Sidika, is a professional and he meant well with his roadmap. But along the line, because of the people surrounding him, he missed his track. He missed his track in the sense that none of the road project that what do they call it? What do they call it? None of it that sees the light of the day. So, therefore, we are really suffering. The operational cost of airline, the indigenous airline, or the foreign airlines, is the reason why their air ticket is very high. One, we don't produce aviation fuel, they import it. They import kerosene, they import this, but the aviation fuel, they import it also. The area that people are thinking that they are going to fuel, even though they don't produce, they are not corrupt. But corruption is deep down in Nigeria. That if something lands at 10 naira, they will call it 50 naira. If it is 50 naira, they will call it 100 naira or 150 naira. So that is the operational cost. One, the aeronautical and non-aeronautical charges brought it up like that. Because one, those non-aeronautical, they have staff. Like NAMA, like NCA, they have staff. Like NIMET, they have staff. We talk to them to improve their salary, its cost. So the NAMA controls the air. The fund controls the ground. NCA regulates. It's a police in the industry. NIMET, forecasts the weather. So it's division of labor. All these things are there that make the operational cost much. Then when you look look at the government behavior to assist the indigenous airline, is so bad that they don't see to ensuring that this indigenous airline, the local airline, were assisted properly. Because the past, when they assist them, some of them will divert the money. First time, and the person is free in the country. Another one, they divert the money. So the government is not. So you must be in business if you want to do air transportation. Because now, look at where is Sheshanki, where is Bellevue, where is many of them. And not that those people went on ground without owing federal government of landing and parking or whatever. Owing. Nobody is talking about that. So these ones now, they say, okay, now if you think that we are to generate funds for us to meet our operational costs, we must have to charge this, charge that. There is stakeholders meeting that they discuss all these things, not that they just wake up and increase. Discuss all these things, why this must be so, why this must be so. That is the reason why you saw.
Is the sector still not losing? Because if we look at countries that are all around Nigeria, if, for example, now you want to take a trip to, let me use a country that is, well, whenever people want to japa in quotes, one of the popular countries they go to UK, for instance, the flight from Nigeria to UK, the direct flight is very expensive. Now, compared to if you are going from Ghana, even from neighboring countries around us like Benin Republic, so to other countries in Africa like Egypt, guess what, if we are moving proximity, if they are still to calculate the money to take a flight from Nigeria to these neighboring countries, and then from that neighboring country to whichever destination they have in mind, it is still always cheaper. So is it still not loss of market for the Nigerian aviation sector when they calculate all of this money, and it is very difficult for an average person to be able to afford it?
Thank you very much. You know, that is why, in line with the ILO convention, NCAA was made to be autonomous, to checkmate all this type of thing. And all of a sudden, because that is their responsibility, what can I say now? They left the airlines to fix price on their own. You will see that even they will delay, they will do this, they will do that, they will not. But it is NCA that's supposed to sanction them, supposed to control them. So airlines coming into this country, they have representatives here. They will tell them, they hold their meeting. Talk about the cost of fuel, cost of landing and parking, because it is cost landing and parking. Then cost of aeronautical, this thing, when you are talking with the air traffic controllers, you must pay. It's not only Nigeria, it's worldwide, but it's only the charges can be different. But when you look at the cost here, I agree with you that it is much. And the reason why it is much is that we have limited airlines in Nigeria. We don't have national carrier that will compete. So the foreign airlines came, they fly in here because Nigeria is a very good market for them and pick passenger. And it is good for them to go directly to London from here 6 hours. Those people that will go to Togo or Ghana, they will pay by road or so. If you add that amount to the ticket they will buy over there, you will come to the same thing, frankly speaking. So, and one thing is this. If NCAA, Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, as an autonomous, really put their foot down to, what I can say, to monitor and control this airline's operation, I think we will have very good atmosphere in terms of that ticket increase or so on and so forth. Another one again is that you see, most of all these parastatal, I think maybe the new minister, Barrister Festus Kiyamo, SAN, will do that, is that all these parastatals that are giving services, you don't have governing board of directors. They must have to get governing board of directors because the ministry has no power to run them than the management of those things with the supervision of the governing board of directors. So the absence of governing board of directors gave room for corruption, gave room for for all this type of lack of control. So therefore, I can never blame the airlines that because they cannot run short, that will check the running cost, operational cost, to fix this ticket. It is the duty of NCA. And NCA cannot, on its own or her own, without getting the autonomous. But the ministry did not allow them the autonomy to work because of the absence of governing board of directors. You see the contradiction here? So everybody, the aviation was left with open field. But we think we are happy maybe when Professor Kiyamo Swan was appointed, sent to this place, and when he came, he hit the ground running. You see, when you go to international, you see that place just like Jankara. If the previous people were walking, look at the down of that MNA2, the parking lot there can take over 1,000 cars. They just abandoned it. Now they are using it. You see, many things like that. Look at, there is no supervision on this Chinese built, so-called built, what I can say, face shining edifice. Because most of all those things, fan engineers were not allowed to supervise. So the Chinese build it whatever they like. So the original master plan of Murtala Mohammed has been depleted by Chinese, disturbing the air traffic controllers where they put all those things. So it is not when you see something fine that you think. So there are a lot of things that the aviation industry is facing, particularly the airlines. The operational cost is so much that government is supposed to come to their aid. Those who are serious, because some of them are just deceiving, just a way to make money and pocket it, make money, go and build house, make money and divert it to another place. Before they know, they will forget that the aircraft will go for C-check, the running cost. But because when an aircraft go for C-check, it's dollar. If there is part that is not available here, it's dollar. So most of them, they don't know about that. It is when that thing started. The third one is some of the aircraft there are weightless. When you weightless aircraft and you don't meet the agreement, which means when we talk of weightless, it's like car hire. When you car hire or what do they say? Not car hire. Well, I think.
Like rentage.
Not rentage. When you buy hire purchase, yes. Okay. Like rentage or hire purchase. If you get hire purchase and there is agreement that you must be paying this and this, and the first month, second month, third month you don't pay, they will just fly in and come and carry those are these things that are affecting our local indigenous airline. It's affecting them. When you see airline using press, we are going to Dubai, we are going to this, we are going to that, most of those aircraft are on lease, wet lease. So by the time you go there 1, 2, 3, 4 times and you fail to meet the agreement there, they will come and take their aircraft. And that route, so, comrade, I can tell you the fact. Things are more than necessary in terms of lack of regulation. in terms of price, ticketing, aircraft servicing, and so on and so forth that NCA is supposed to have control and be on top of. But we cannot blame them because the ministry did not allow the DG or the management of NCA to perform because of lack of governing board of directors.
All right, thank
Get me directly. That's it.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your views with us. But
Thank you.
sadly, we've run out of time. But many thanks for sharing your views with us on Firecrackers today. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And that's Comrade Abdulrazak Saidi. He's the General Secretary of Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals, ANAP. And this is where we will join the curtains close on today's episode of Firecrackers. We thank you so much for watching. For to join us same time, same station next week. My name is Reba Mifalako. Have a wonderful week ahead.